Hey hoes, welcome to my channel, and if you're coming back, welcome back. My name's Alan. I'm a garden hoe. Faux show. I live in Cleveland, Mississippi, which is zone 7B, 8A, and just in the past couple of years, I've gotten obsessed with gardening. I've gotten obsessed with growing things, and I'm super excited about this season. The sun is shining. It's a glorious February, although it's still winter. I could probably lay out and get a tan today. Like, the sun is cooking. But anyway, today I want to talk about some seeds that I've never grown before and that I want to grow. And if you stay tuned and keep up with me, you're going to be able to see my successes and my failures, which you're going to fail. At least with some things. Not everything's gonna come up and be roses. But that's the beauty of it. It's experimenting, it's learning, it's through trial and error that we grow. And after a while, you'll learn, maybe I don't need to grow that. But you'll never know if you don't try. Try, try, try. So anyway, today, let's talk about seeds. I want to grow basil. This is sweet basil. I love basil. You can cook with it. They get pretty tall. They're interesting to look at. And they usually like our hot climates. Like, they usually are like trying to bolt, set seed, and flower because it gets real hot in Mississippi. Zone 7A. I mean 7B, 8A. Especially in the summer, August. Whew, we're roasting alive. I have another basil called Red Reuben. I don't think I've ever grown a dark leaf basil, but I'm a little bit of a goth emo child, and I love all things dark. But I'm experimenting with basil, particularly this year, for the foliage and arrangements. I watch a lot of YouTube flower people, farmers and bouquet people, and they usually, or not usually, but sometimes they have basil that they put in bouquets, and it looks amazing and it smells amazing. So I want that too. And even if I don't get around to picking it for a bouquet or for cooking, just having it in the garden that I can run my fingers on and smell when I'm walking around is enough. Okay. This next flower is, I'm sure, a lot of people's favorite when it comes to growing flowers from seed because of how easy they are. Well, I don't know what it is, y'all, but I've had quite the time trying to grow this flower. And it may shock you what I'm about to say. Like, I've tried 3 years in a row, and I sprinkled them out and started some in cells, and they didn't grow except for 1 or 2 one year. So this next flower is about to blow y'all away because everybody says it's so easy. But it's the ZINNIA. Everybody makes it look easy. And I remember in my old house growing up in the country, you could literally just throw this in the bed and it'll come up everywhere and it would look like a wall of flowers and you could keep cutting them. I've tried 3 years to do zinnias here, and I've maybe had 3 or 4 plants out of multiple packets. Maybe it's my error. Maybe I'm starting them too early because I am crazy and I get excited. But I don't think it's me. It may have just been the seeds because I've tried. I'm gonna try again this year, but I'm excited to grow coral because that just looks amazing. And another one that I'm excited, and I bet you're gonna be a little bit jealous, is envy. Wouldn't you be envious if you knew somebody had that and you didn't? Because I would. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. And zinnias usually don't take too long to grow and bloom. Although between these two, the coral, it says take 80 days, and the envy takes 35 days. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe the coral is just like a drama queen and she comes a little bit later. Maybe she's a bigger flower and the plant has to reach its full vigor before she performs. We'll see. Stay tuned. And then I got Court and Come Again Zinnia. And it's, I believe, a variety of different colors in this seed packet right here. But as the name suggests, cut and come again. So I'm hoping if I get zinnias that I can cut it and it'll come again and I can continue to have zinnias. Another one that I'm trying to do this year, California Giant. And I'm guessing from the name, it's gonna be a giant, like a big flower. Ooh, it says the blooms are 3 to 6 inches big. So that's a pretty big flower. So I'm excited. So I know what I said may be controversial about how I've had trouble with zinnias. I bet everybody is scratching their heads like, what do you mean you're having trouble? They're so easy. But I've had trouble for about 3 years now. Maybe this is my year. Fingers crossed. Super excited about zinnias. Another flower that a lot of my YouTube flower peoples be growing is snapdragons. They're gorgeous. You see them all the time in bouquets. Maybe you don't know what a snapdragon is, but I bet if you've had a fancy bouquet or a wedding bouquet or a funeral arrangement, a lot of the times it's a snapdragon in there somewhere. They kind of reach out. So I'm excited to grow them this year. I don't think I've ever really tried to grow snapdragons. Planes overhead. Hopefully it's just planes and not balloons or spaceships. I'm gonna try to grow snapdragons. I'm also going to try to grow larkspur. And this is giant imperial larkspur. But I see my YouTube people doing this as well, and I want that too. And it's 60 days to bloom, loved by pollinators. Another thing that I want to use for arrangements this year, and a lot of my floral people that I follow on YouTube grow, is amaranth. And this is Love Lies Bleeding amaranth. But they get pretty tall and they have these like long, frilly little flowers at the end. And these are like hot pink, magenta, fuchsia. So I'm excited. I've seen them people, like I said on YouTube, grow this from seed and they look amazing. And I want that. So I'm gonna try to do it this year. Let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna try this year or not because I got so much shit going on. But this is Linaria, also known as Fairy Bouquet. And it just looks kind of like larkspur, kind of like baby delphiniums or little foxgloves or snapdragons or something. But it looks enchanting, so I couldn't resist. Another thing, which like tickles my goth emo side, is this hollyhock. I don't know if you can see that, but they're like black. They're like emos. They're like gothic. So I couldn't resist. And these are in a packet, kind of like with the amaranth. It's from So Easy. And in the So Easy packets, the seeds, they're coated with this material which is supposed to help germination. I think it protects the seeds from drying out or something, but it's mainly the coating speeds up the germination process. And I'm guessing with most of the time, if it's in a So Easy thing, I'm guessing the reason for that is because they don't have a high germination rate when they're not helped. And I guess people were trying to do it without the coating, and they were like, what happened to my seeds? Nothing came up. So maybe that's why this isn't a So Easy. But I got this black hollyhock and I'm so excited. And I don't think they're necessarily perennials, but it's supposed to seed itself. Slender stems with leaves that have a very distinctive vine, summer to fall flowering, and will make a wonderful backdrop for your flower garden. Reseeds itself year after year. We'll see about that. What else? I know I showed you 2 basils already, but I'm also going to try to do cinnamon basil. Cinnamon basil. And I've seen my flower people grow this, and it has a cinnamony kind of scent with it, but the tips of the flowers, or the tips of the foliage, or not the foliage, the tips of the flowers are like a purpley kind of mahogany color. But excited, I'm gonna try it. Alright, this is something not necessarily for a cut flower, but I've just seen in my gardening shows people growing nasturtium. And I think in my yard, this is gonna look bomb.com, because they can get pretty big and they kind of hang all over the place and sprawl, but it's an annual. And I believe nasturtium is also edible. So in today's times, it's always nice being able to have something you can just walk outside and pick and eat yourself, because I get mad every time I've been going to the grocery store lately. Like, I'm like, how much? What? How much? I get mad. So I hope everybody feels inspired to start going back to the old ways and growing some stuff so they're not dependent on a grocery store to survive. Like, what if the aliens come and the grocery stores are, like, shut down for a week or something? You're gonna wish you had something you could go in your backyard and pick. But I'm also gonna grow a cardinal climber vine. Never grown this. I don't know. I haven't really seen much of this anywhere, really, but I think these flowers are going to be particularly juicy and irresistible to hummingbirds. So that's why I had to get this. I'm excited. Deep scarlet trumpets starting in midsummer and blooming until fall. Deep green finely cut feathery foliage and dark stems add to its attractive effect. It just looks attractive, and I think the hummingbirds will also think this looks attractive. And I want my backyard to be a smorgasbord, or smorgasbord, I don't know, you know, to be irresistible to pollinators of every kind. I want it to be a tropical paradise. I want it to be the Garden of Eden. I want it to be an enchanted forest. I want a lot. So, I couldn't resist getting that. I couldn't resist getting blanket flower. This is supposed to be a perennial. We'll see. It says it's a perennial. Well, it doesn't really say what zone. It just says it's a perennial. So maybe it's a perennial because it seeds itself. I don't know. But it says it will, invaluable garden decor, will bloom profusely from early summer to late fall or hard frost. Fall planting this drought-tolerant variety will produce spring blossoms. I love how seed packets try to seduce your ears and your mind with their verbiage, because it's like large daisy-like, brilliantly colored flowers of blanket flower are invaluable for garden decor. It will bloom profusely. Like, they're trying to seduce your ears. They're making it seductive. And I fell for it. But it's perennial, seeds are cheap, so I'm gonna see if it grows. I'm gonna see if I like it, and if I like it, I'm gonna try it again. And if I don't like it, whatever. I can give the seeds away. I don't know. Another thing, I don't know if I've already talked about this. If I have, I apologize, because I'm kind of crazy. It's my off day. I'm having a cocktail, and you're lucky that I'm sitting here talking seeds with you guys. But If I've already talked about this, I apologize, but I want to grow coleus. This is another thing that a lot of my YouTube people that I watch that do flowers and landscaping and pots and all that, they grow coleus, and I mean, it's for the foliage. Foliage. It's for the foliage. Because look at that. Intense colors. And I believe this is a rainbow MC. I don't know what MC means. It's an annual, favorite for its large velvety leaves and many rich colors. Combinations of red, green, and yellow predominating make this a superb ornamental plant. Coleus develops rich colors if shaded from afternoon sun. So maybe I should put it somewhere where it's not getting baked if I want to get the rich colors. Which, who doesn't want rich colors? But anyway, this is stuff that I've seen people grow on YouTube, and I believe I can grow it myself. It's an annual, so I'm pretty sure I can. But it doesn't tell you when to start or anything like that. Well, no. Indoors 6 to 8 weeks before transplanting, or after all danger of frost has passed, so outdoors. Thin or transplant when 3 inches tall. So I don't know. I may do a little bit of both. I may do some indoors and I may do some outside. It's a good bit of seeds, and really, from what I've seen in people's videos, this gets pretty big. Like, you put one in a pot, and by the end of the season, it's like massive and gorgeous. And I think they'll really like Mississippi's hot baking sun. Because in the summer, everything's baking. But this is where I store, woo, that's a thumb right there. But this is where I store my seeds in this lovely floral paper bag. And a lot of the stuff in here is stuff that I've collected from the yard, like these clematis seeds and seeds that I've already opened, and other little things that I have to help prick seeds out and stuff like that. Labels, markers, you know, all kind of stuff. But thanks for listening to my crazy self. I've been chilling. I've been having a cocktail. It's my off day. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you don't, I'm sorry. But if you do, like, subscribe, stay hoeing, get growing. Follow me for more plant content. Follow me if you want to be seduced by produce. You like flowers? I'll show you the power. I don't know, I'm just being cheesy. I got dad jokes. But anyway, my name's Alan. Let's stay in touch. Get inspired, stay hoeing, get growing. Holla.